Hey guys, it's Brett. I'm here with a Kringle candle review. I have a review of Cashmere and Cocoa. So these are all, well, not all of them, but this one is a 22 ounce large Kringle candle, and it is in the new 100% soy blend wax, and burn time is up to 100 plus hours. First up, before I start with the scent notes and everything in the review, this is my second Kringle that I bought like within the last few months. If you saw my review on Christmas cookie dough, I purchased that back in, gosh, was that November? Something like that. And I did a review on that one. I had tried Kringle candles in the past. As I said in my Christmas cookie dough review that I did a few months ago, I tried them a few years back and I just didn't have much luck with the throw. They just were really light. So I never really ordered them again. So I wanted to try them again because a lot of people are buying them again. A lot of people in the candle community are talking about them, having good luck with them. They said the new soy formula is stronger. The candles are stronger, performing really great, burning great, etc., etc. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and try them. So I tried the Christmas cookie dough. That one did pretty good overall. I was pleased with that one. It was light at first, but then it started kicking in, and then I had no problems with the throw. It did really well, burned perfectly. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and give them another shot. They had their after Christmas sale, and this was one of the scents in the after Christmas sale. Of course, they had a lot of Christmas themed candles and fall candles in that sale. So I went ahead and got this one because I figured it's kind of wintry. It's cashmere and cocoa. It's got, picture hot cocoa. You can drink cocoa anytime during the winter, not just Christmas. So I figured it would be good to burn after Christmas. So I went ahead and picked this one up. It was on sale for like half off. I got it for like $15, I think, plus tax. So I went ahead and picked this one up here and thought I would give them another chance to see how this one did before I start buying more. I thought I'll just try one more again and see how it does. So the scent notes for Cashmere and Cocoa. The top notes are cocoa powder, marshmallow fluff. The mid notes are musk and woody. And the base notes is patchouli. So the scent here, I do like the scent. Pretty much basically what it reminds me of is Marshmallow Fireside from Bath & Body Works. It's pretty much similar to that. I mean, I don't want to say a dupe, but it's almost exactly the same to me. It's so similar to that. If you like Marshmallow Fireside, you're gonna like this one. And I pretty much get the same what I get in Marshmallow Fireside. I get the marshmallow. I get that marshmallow and that woodsiness. Definitely get the woody and the marshmallow. And then it's just like a cozy, you kind of get like a soft, cozy cashmere kind of vibe with it. Even though that's not even in the notes, it comes off kind of cozy, like cozy cashmere is what it kind of reminds me of. I don't get patchouli. It says patchouli in the base notes, but I don't really get that at all. I don't get patchouli. Musk, I could get a little musk, and if I remember correctly, Marshmallow Fireside has musk too. And then cocoa powder. That is in there, but it's very light. It's just like Marshmallow Fireside. I'm sorry to keep comparing it, but it's so much similar, so I'm going to. The cocoa is in there, but it's very light. It's a very light cocoa scent. It's not heavy chocolate scent by any means. It's more definitely that marshmallow, cozy cashmere, and the woodiness, and then the light cocoa in that. It's just a light note of the cocoa in there, but it just makes it kind of nice and soft and warm and cozy and all that stuff. So that's pretty much what I get with this candle. I do like this scent. So next up, we'll talk about the burn. I'll show you an overhead view of the burn. All right, here's an overhead view of the burn. You can see here, burning fine. Flames are nice and strong. The wax pull is nice and even. So I've had no problems with the burn on this candle. I will say these new soy blend Kringle candles burn perfectly. They pull out perfectly fine. They don't really get sooty. I will say, I did have it burning one day. Like, you can burn these longer than like 2-3 hours like is normally recommended for a candle, and usually to have no problems. Like I had this going like almost, gosh, like literally almost all day one day, probably like 12 hours or a little bit more. I was sick one day and I just had it lit. I was home and it was going like all day, and I never really had to do much with it. The flames weren't getting out of control or anything, but the next day I did notice there was a little bit of soot around the glass, just a little bit. I mean, I did have it burning over 12 hours, so that's kind of not really surprising because that was probably way too long to burn it. I wouldn't recommend burning it that long, but you can probably easily burn it like, you know, 5 to 6 hours and be okay without it getting a little bit of soot. But if you're going to go up past 12 hours, you're probably going to get just a little bit of soot because, you know, the wick is going to be much more exposed and you're going to have just a little bit more of a little stronger flame. But it wasn't terrible. Usually if any other candles you would let go for that long, they'd either get, after 12 hours, it would either be super puny or you'd have a whole bunch of soot all over your glass. So considering this was 12 hours, I lit it that day and just a little bit of soot on there, that's pretty good for going for over 12 hours. So yeah, these have been really good. The burn on these new soy ones are really good. And then lastly, we'll talk about the throw. So that is where I had problems with this candle. Unfortunately, this one was so much lighter than the Christmas cookie dough. When I first started burning this, I didn't get hardly anything from it. I'm like, okay, hopefully it'll start picking up. Maybe it'll start picking up the more I burn it. It'll start picking up. And it just wasn't. But then probably around almost the halfway point or so, it did finally start picking up. And like probably towards the beginning, the throw was so light, it was like a 1. I just reviewed Pink Lemon Shortbread from Homeworks, and this was kind of almost the same as that was. At first it was just so unscented, and I said it was like a 1 to maybe 2, but this one probably more like a 1. I don't even know if I could give it a 2 on this one. Barely can give it a 1. It was just almost unscented. So then finally towards the midpoint, it did start kicking in. I'm like, okay, now I'm kind of smelling now. And it was up to like a 4-ish. Very light still though. That's in the bedroom. I moved it into the living room. No, it's pretty much not good in the living room. You can't smell anything at all. I got nothing in the living room, but I put it in the bedroom and it was doing good. But now at this point now, it started getting light again. It's like right now, I'm not smelling it hardly at all again. It was just that midpoint, probably right about around here is when I started smelling it. Now it's about down to here, and now I'm not smelling it again. So I don't know if there's like fluctuation in the oil in the wax or what's going on. But like I said, it's not throwing again. So right now at this point, even in the bedroom, it's not giving me much. So yeah, I don't know. Based on the throw on this one, don't know how I feel about these new Kringles. I'm trying them because, like I said, everybody's reviewing them and everybody's talking about them and everybody's saying they're so good again. So far, I've had one that was really good and one that well, it wasn't good at first. The Christmas cookie dough was light at first, but then it kicked in, and the rest of the candle was fine on that one. This one, really light. The mid part started picking up, and now it's light again. So this one has been definitely off more than it's been on. So yeah, this one for me hasn't been performing throw-wise very well. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the old ones I used to have, which just didn't give me much in the throw department. But I'm going to trust everybody's opinions on that they're doing really well and performing better. So I probably will try another one. Only going to try one though. I will try one of the spring candles that are coming out. They have a bunch of new ones that are coming out on March 1st. There's a lot that sound pretty good that I might want to try. So I'm going to try one more. And that might be my deal breaker. If it's a light one like this one, I don't know if I'm going to be purchasing many more. But if it does pretty good like my Christmas cookie dough, I might, pick up another one or two. Or 3, whatever. It depends on how well the next one does. So my next Kringle, it's going to be my deal breaker. So we'll see. But this one, yeah, this one's just not. Burns perfect. Burns amazing. Like I said, you can burn it for so long and it does really well. But yeah, just not throwing very well. And then the picture here also, I have it like this here, but let me turn off my ring light here. That's what it looks like without the ring light on. It's the label. I said this in my other review. I'm just not a big fan of those labels that aren't see-through. The label's beautiful, the picture and everything, but they're not see-through. You can't, the flames don't illuminate through there, and that drives me crazy. I think I'm the only one that thinks that way because I've heard nobody else complain about that except for me. So I will literally do this when I have it in my bedroom. I will turn it around like that just so I can see the flames going. Now see, I like that. I like to see the flame. But when you turn it around the other way, you can't, it doesn't even look like the candle's lit. It almost looks like it's not even lit. I mean, you can see the glow of the wax on the side a little bit there, but yeah, I'm not a fan of those labels that are so dark. I wish they would just be a little bit more transparent so you could see that they would glow a little bit and light that label up. Unless you have a, let me turn my ring light on. See, now if you have a bright light on in your room or the light's on, you can see the label and it looks fine. But if it's, you know, you have light behind it, like a window like I have it now, or if it's kind of dark in the room, it's just not going to illuminate the label very well. Anyway, that's just a little thing that I've noticed on mine. I always turn them around because I just like to see the flame. All right, so we will see how my next one does if I decide to order one for the spring, which I probably will, and then I will let you know how that does and do a review of whichever one I decide to get. So thanks for watching my review of Kringle candles, Cashmere and Cocoa, and I will talk to y'all in our next video. Bye.